What is going on, you beautiful fucking humans? I hope you're having a good day today. I'm having a pretty solid day so far. Today, I'm going to my doctor, my surgeon, and hopefully getting this fucking plastic splint taken out of my nose. I'm pretty stoked for that because I haven't breathed properly, in fucking years. So that's going to be pretty exciting for me. So last solo episode that we spent together, if you don't remember that, it was the one on authenticity. If you haven't listened to it yet, go back and check it out. I spoke about kind of one of the topics that one of my friends recently asked me about. And like I said, I've covered it before in this podcast. It's motivation versus discipline, that kind of stuff. But I thought that I'd revisit this and try and do it in a more authentic way, in a way that I would kind of speak to one of my friends or family members, or even speak to my past self. And this is something that, excuse me, sorry, you're going to hear me kind of mouth breathe throughout this episode because, well, I have a piece of plastic sewn into both sides of my septum here. So it's pretty difficult for me to breathe out of my nose. Anyways, this whole motivation for fitness thing is something that I'm going to be revisiting myself because of this surgery. I haven't really even been able to take a shit without a nosebleed recently. So obviously my fitness has fallen off completely in the last couple weeks. I haven't been able to go to work, which I work a pretty laborious job. I work in construction, so I'm moving all day, burning a lot of calories. And then so when I don't go to work, obviously I'm not burning those calories. And then I also haven't been able to go to jiu-jitsu or do any other workouts because if I raise my blood pressure too much, I basically need to stick tampons in my nose. So it's not been a fun couple weeks for me because those are basically my only healthy coping mechanisms that I have for stress or depression or anxiety or anything like that. In the last couple weeks, I've had to fine-tune and adjust my coping mechanisms. I've been reading a lot more. I've been journaling a lot more. I've been speaking to my girlfriend, Teddy, who's just sitting right beside me right now. I've been speaking to her about some of the things that I kind of feel inadequate about and some of the ways that I have coped in the past and how some of those things aren't very healthy. And then she's been helping me try and build basically a brand new routine for myself. And she kind of helps me in ways where she kind of says like, hey, maybe that's not a healthy coping mechanism. We talk about kind of substituting our addictions and that sort of thing. But anyways, needless to say, this last couple of weeks has been a little bit difficult for me, and I'm going to have to start getting back into my fitness routine. And so I'm going to talk about basically a couple of the ways that I'm going to do that. And I also want to talk about what my buddy was asking me the other day. So recently I started attending meetings, kind of like Narcotics Anonymous meetings to help me out with my addiction and some of the struggles that I've dealt with. As you guys kind of know, I recently quit smoking pot. By the time this airs, I'm actually going to be 2 months clean, which is pretty sick. Not just quitting pot, but any substances like that. Like I'm not smoking cigarettes, I'm not vaping, I'm not fucking drinking, I'm not doing anything like that. It's been a difficult ride for me for sure. So when I got to my meetings, one of my buddies there asked me for a little bit of help with motivation for fitness. And motivation for fitness is a really, it's a funny topic because motivation is, like I said in the previous time I spoke about this, it's an emotion, basically. Motivation, like feeling motivated, is like an emotion. And it comes and goes every single day. Like, it's not like you're going to wake up and just feel motivated every fucking day. It doesn't work like that. Like, it's the same thing as happiness, sadness, depression, anxiety, anything like that. Any feelings that you're talking about, it's going to vary every single day. It's not like you're going to wake up and feel motivated. So in terms of staying committed to anything, whether that be, a relationship, your fitness goals, maybe staying committed to a spending routine, like your budget, what have you, maybe staying committed to, if you're self-employed, then the work that you do on a daily basis, staying committed to these things is something that you're going to have to force yourself to do, and it's going to take discipline rather than motivation, because motivation, like I said, comes and goes. Discipline is that idea of basically forcing yourself sometimes. That's essentially how it feels, and that's literally the way I view it. Forcing yourself to do these things even when you don't want to do it. And so what are the best ways to build discipline? That's the real question. again, it's not like you're going to be disciplined 100% of the time. You have whatever routine you have right now, right? You do whatever you do on a daily basis. And so if you're lacking a fitness routine, I'm assuming that fitness is not part of that routine. You still have the shit that you do on a daily basis. Maybe you get up and go to work. Maybe you have fucking kids you have to take care of. Maybe you have to you come home and you have your little unwind time, whatever you do during your free time, whether that's fucking, I don't know, video games or fucking TV, or I don't know what your fucking daily schedule looks like, but you have your own routine right now. And to break that routine and start a new routine, like incorporating fitness in it every single day, eating clean, whatever it is, that's going to take discipline to build. It's going to take time to build. One of the things that I've learned recently through going to meetings and kind of learning a little bit more about addiction is this idea of one day at a time. And it was one of the things that kind of sounded very cliche to me. And it was something that I didn't really grasp right away, but I think I'm starting to wrap my head around it now. And basically, you have to just think about every single day as its own kind of entity, its own, like the saying goes, one day at a time. And so basically, if you're wanting to start a fitness routine or you wanting to get in shape, maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to gain weight because you want to gain some muscle, maybe you feel like you're a little bit too skinny, what have you. I know for myself, I always kind of float around the area of skinny fat. That's the way I've always viewed myself. Obviously, when I was going into competitive bodybuilding, that wasn't the case. But for the majority of my life, I find myself in this kind of skinny fat feeling where I need to both lose body fat and gain muscle. That's kind of the way I've always viewed my physique. Maybe you fall into that category. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's typically toning up and gaining muscle. That's how a lot of men view their physique. And I feel like a lot of ladies do this well to some degree. Maybe some people are like, oh, I don't want to gain muscle because I don't want to get too big. It's not going to happen overnight. It's fucking actually really difficult to get too big. But that's another story for another time. I'm going to make the assumption that you want to gain muscle and lose body fat. And even if you don't, if you have different fitness goals, these principles are going to help you out no matter what your goal is. So, first of all, if you're like I am right now, in the last couple weeks, your lifestyle is pretty sedentary. You've been chilling out a lot, been sitting on the couch. You're going to have to start to up your fitness routine. You're going to have to start upping basically the calories that you burn. And so it's not like you're going to just go out and fucking have like a 2-hour, fucking 3-hour workout, and then that's your one fucking workout of the week, and then you're good to go. You burnt all your calories for the week. It's about building consistency one day at a time. And so what can I achieve today that I can replicate over and over and over again over time such that I'm burning more calories than I'm intaking, or roughly have it around the same but clean up my macronutrients, which we're going to get to in a little bit, but just something that you can repeat over and over and over again so that you can actually stay consistent. Again, one of the principles that I've learned recently through attending meetings and kind of speaking a little bit more about these things is, in NA at least, they have this kind of idea, and I'm not going to quote it properly, but I'll just give you the idea, is that you didn't become an addict over time. And so you're not going to become completely recovered overnight either. Like these are things that you have to practice over and over and over again for days and days and days, for weeks and months and years. It's something that, it's not going to happen overnight. And so if you've gotten out of shape, if your fitness levels are not where you want them to be, my guess is that didn't happen overnight, right? Like it's not like you just kind of fucking gained a shit ton of weight over one day or lost a fucking bunch of muscle over one night. And so you have to understand that gaining this muscle back or losing this body fat again is going to be a long, drawn-out process, which means it's going to take dedication. It's also going to take discipline. But above all else, it's going to take consistency. It's going to take a routine that you can replicate every single day. So my goal when I start getting back into fitness, I'm going to speak to my doctor about this today, and maybe I can update you guys a bit later on that, is to find something that I can do every single day. For me, something that's achievable is probably 45 minutes to an hour every single day of movement. So, what's that going to look like? Obviously, my goal is to lose body fat and gain some muscle. That means I'm going to have to be lifting heavy fucking weights. It means I'm going to be having to do a bit of cardio. But I know that my why behind the what that I want to do is so that I can become better at jujitsu right now. That's my main fitness goal. And so, a lot of my cardio, a lot of my quote unquote lifting, my workouts throughout the week are going to be jujitsu classes. I've kind of set a goal for myself that I'm going to attend 4 to 5 jujitsu classes a week. Obviously, there's 7 days in a week, and that leaves me 2 to 3 other days where I'm going to be doing a little bit more lifting because obviously jujitsu is a little bit more focused around cardio and balance and more of those, I'd say, sometimes explosive muscles, but it's not really muscle building for a lot of the things. Like you got for all intents and purposes, you're not going to be building a shit ton of muscle by doing jujitsu. With the rare exception of a few, there's not very many super fucking jacked jujitsu guys. A lot of them are kind of on the thinner side. My fitness goal of gaining muscle is a little bit more aesthetic. It's a little bit more based in vanity, to be honest. But I just want to be, those other days where I'm not lifting or that I'm not doing jujitsu, I want to be lifting for the most part. And I'll probably go for the odd run just because I find it mentally challenging. That's the biggest thing I can recommend is find something that you can do on a fucking daily basis because you can't just go out and blast yourself once a week and expect that you're going to hit your fitness goals. The other thing that I would recommend is setting a recovery routine that you can do at least like every other day or hopefully every day. For me, again, that's like kind of a stretching thing. I usually try and do a little bit of yoga, maybe 1 or 2 yoga classes a week when I'm in my tip-top performance. And then other than that, I do maybe like 15, 20 minutes of stretching on like I'd love to say a daily basis, but it doesn't happen. I'd say like a every other day kind of thing. At least sticking around after jiu-jitsu class and stretching for like 5, 10 minutes, or getting in a little bit of stretching while I read, or getting in a little bit of stretching as I unwind for the evening. As long as I can stretch for like 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, I find that helps me recover a lot. And then obviously going for jogs, going for walks. But yeah, I hope that kind of helps kind of give you the idea of how you can build a little bit more consistency in your movement. Another important thing to remember is no matter who the fuck you are, unless you have the best chemistry set in the entire world, there's no way that you're going to be out training a bad diet. Unless you're an absolute genetic freak, which most of us aren't, which is why they are the exception, there's no way to out train that bad diet. And so if you're fucking, eating processed fucking foods, if you're eating garbage all the time, if you're eating fast food, if you're eating like anything that's going to kill your testosterone levels, especially for men. Women, they have their own hormone balances and battles that they have to undergo. And I'm not very educated on that, so I'm not going to speak to it. But I know for men, like if you're eating a lot of shit that's going to kill your testosterone, processed foods, seed oils, fucking a ton of sugar, not enough protein, you're not sleeping enough, those types of things. It doesn't matter how much you fucking lift or how often you lift, you're going to be fucking fat and you're going to be growing titties. That's a fact. So clean up your diet. And again, I'm not saying you have to fucking cut every single fucking bad thing out. I still have the occasional cheat meal now and then. But find something that you can do that's replicatable across every single day for the most part. Like, if you have to have your sugars, just base it around your workout. Like have it, before your workout or somewhere roughly around your workout, so that that energy spike, that what's that fucking hormone called? Insulin spike is going to be based around your workout and actually give you energy that you're going to burn right away. Probably a bunch of sugar right before bed or right when you wake up. Having that insulin spike around then is going to pretty much fuck over your sleep schedule and your cortisol levels. Whether you eat it right before bed, it's going to fuck up your sleep. If you eat it right when you wake up, get an insulin spike, you're going to have a crash halfway through the day. So basing that kind of like quote unquote cheat meal around your workout is going to be the best bet. That's not to say you fucking smash like 3 Big Macs right before your workout. You kind of have to, build something that works for you. I'm not going to fucking start suggesting nutritional advice because, as I've said before, not a fucking doctor. Speak to a fucking professional about that and find something that works for you. Obviously, if whatever you're doing right now isn't getting you gains, isn't getting you the results you're looking for, I would suggest not doing what you think is best, because doing what you think is best has led you to where you are right now. That brings us to sleep. If you're not sleeping 8 hours a night, like 7.5, 8 hours a night, you're fucking shooting yourself in the foot. It is I recommend you listen to or read the book Why We Sleep by Dr. Matthew Walker. But in terms of just how you feel and your gains, your hormones, everything like that, I think they were saying in that book, and I'm not going to fucking try and quote this. Well, actually, no, I am going to try and quote this, but don't quote me on this, but quote me on it. He said that basically men that sleep 7 hours as opposed to 8 hours have like the testosterone levels of someone 10 years their senior. So like someone that's like 30 years old and they're sleeping like less than 7 or 6 hours, whatever the stat was, they have the testosterone level as a 40-year-old. If a 40-year-old's undersleeping, they have the testosterone level as a 50-year-old. And we all know that basically if you have low testosterone, your muscle and your body fat is going to go up and your muscle is going to go down, and your mood is going to be fucked and your energy levels are going to be fucked. And that's essentially what you can expect. So make sure you're sleeping enough, make sure you're eating properly, and make sure you're exercising every single day. Are you going to have fucking energy to do that right away? Like, are you going to have the energy if you haven't been exercising to just fucking start doing a 1-hour workout every single fucking day? No. The very beginning is going to be the fucking hardest part. That's a fact. It's the most difficult to get the ball rolling. If you're a nerd like me and you know anything about inertia and physics, a moving object wants to stay moving and a stagnant object wants to stay stagnant. So if you haven't been moving a lot, if you haven't been exercising outside of your work time or what have you, it's going to be difficult to start moving more. And so what I recommend to combat that is start small. You'll hear in like fitness fucking books or fucking gurus tell you start with 5 minutes a day and then build your way up from there. I don't really think that that's going to do too much other than maybe just instilling the habit of creating time. And so if that's maybe an issue for you and your schedule's fucked, then by all means start with that. I'd say at least start with like a half hour. A half hour workout every single day is pretty fucking achievable for most people. You can custom tailor fit your fucking workout to what you know is actually going to push you, because you're going to have to push yourself at the end of the day, but you know what's actually pushing you. Maybe a half-hour walk is going to be suitable for some people if you're not in fucking shape at all, and I'm not trying to be mean about that. I'm just trying to be realistic. But if you're already an athlete, a half-hour walk really isn't a fucking workout. It's just recovery. And so you're going to have to figure out what pushing yourself really means for you, whether that's like a half-hour weightlifting exercise workout, or maybe you're going to go and do a jiu-jitsu class, what have you. I don't know. But just make sure that you push yourself for 30 minutes a day. You're not fucking killing yourself. You're not fucking blasting yourself and making yourself super fucking sore. I'm just saying just push yourself for half an hour every single day, a little bit past your comfort zone, like fucking 5% past your comfort zone. That way you can actually just do that every single day. Eat properly and sleep properly so you recover for the next day and then fucking do it all over again. And the idea is you do it one day at a time. So I don't know if that kind of helps you guys out, or to my buddy that was asking me about fitness motivation, I don't know if that helps you out or clarifies it a little bit more. I hope it does. But that being said, I am going to go and head to my surgeon right now and see if I can get this plastic taken out of my nose. If you guys have any questions for me in regards to my fitness routine or what I plan on doing, then shoot me a message. My Instagram is @risenfallen. I do have the online community that I am, it's based off Telegram right now. We have text conversations on the daily. We have Zoom calls on the weekly. And so if you want to join that community, shoot me a message on Instagram as well. But a little update for that is I'm trying to get it more so that we're meeting up in person. At least I'd like to do once a week for hikes, maybe for a little coffee break in the park. Not 100% sure how that's going to look, but if that sounds like something that you want to be joining, if that sounds like a community you'd want to join, whether you want to be a mentor to other people or you just need a little bit of guidance or connection for yourself, that's how I feel all the time. Like I said, shoot me a message and we'll get connected. I'll throw you in that community. Other than that, if you like the show, help it grow. Share this with your friends. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Rate it 5 stars on every single podcast platform. But that's all I got for today. Hope that this little blast of fucking motivation helped you out, or at least helped you stay a little bit more disciplined for the day. You know, you're not, like I said, I guess if I had to summarize this episode, you know, you're not going to fucking feel motivated every single day. The idea is you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do, because by doing things that you wanted to do, you landed yourself in the position you're in right now. And so stepping outside your comfort zone and really just kind of doing the things that you don't want to do when you don't want to do them is going to get you to, you know, basically closer to where you want to be. And I can think of, a lot of the times I think of, you know, what my future self is going to think of the decisions I make today. And I always want to kind of make him proud of what I do today, because a lot of the times I reflect back on my past and I'm like, fuck, I wish I didn't do that, or fuck, I wish I did this thing. And I want to kind of make my future self proud of the things that I do today. And so that's how I'll summarize it. Thank you guys so much for listening to this or watching this. I appreciate you. You are the reason I do what I do. Go and have yourself a great fucking day. I hope you had a good day. And if you didn't, make tomorrow a better fucking day. Do something that you don't want to do. Much love. Peace out, motherfuckers. Oh, wait, sorry. I had one more thing I wanted to add, actually. I understand this is a hard fucking journey. And it's difficult for me to be empathetic with myself a lot of the time. I'm typically one of those people that really struggles forgiving myself for fucking up. And understand that with your fitness goals, with your exercise routines, with your nutrition, with your sleep, all of these things, it is fucking difficult to stay disciplined. It's not like it's fucking, you can just flip a switch and become a robot and just be instantly fucking disciplined. The best way to kind of build discipline is to just continuously do things that require discipline. And that's kind of something that I've tried to focus on in the last couple of years by doing programs like 75 Hard or creating different challenges for myself, running a marathon, these types of things. It doesn't always have to be a physical thing. Even forcing myself to read every single day, like that took a lot of fucking discipline for me, just creating the time to do that. But what I'm trying to say is forgive yourself when you fuck up. Don't get mad and don't beat yourself up. At the end of the day, you are human. It's okay to have fucking flaws. It's okay to have points of weakness, times of weakness, days of weakness. It is what it is. You can't fucking beat yourself up or go into denial about it either. Take inventory of your wins and losses and track yourself. As long as you have fucking, like, if you have a whole week and you have like 6 wins and 1 loss of the day, of the week, or what have you, that's a good fucking week. You fucking killed it. So be empathetic with yourself and understand you're going to fuck up sometimes. It is what it is. You can't expect to be perfect. All you can expect to do is have a better fucking day than you had yesterday. And that's it. Take it day by day and understand that, you know, when you have these slip-ups, that's life. Just take inventory for it. Be honest with yourself and ask yourself, what could I do better next time? And that's all I got. So thank you very much. Much love and peace out, motherfuckers. I love you all.